What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, I want to welcome you guys here to Chasing Florida. For those of you who have already been subscribed, thank you guys for supporting us, and welcome back to you guys as well. Today we're going to be reviewing the AK-105, the Palmetto State Armory PSA. You guys know I received this a while back, and some things have changed since then. We're going to go to the range first, but before that, I want to let you guys know that I did pay for this firearm. This firearm was not given to me. Initially, they did send it over for a review, but since there were some changes to the YouTube, let's say, community guidelines, things have changed, and I then therefore have now purchased the rifle. This is the SLR version, meaning that the front handguard area is built by SLR, and it is stamped that way with the Palmetto logo. However, it does also have the SLR logo right down there. I doubt the camera gets to focus in, but I'm going to say a basic overview, not a review of this firearm. Now, why is it an overview? Because I only ran about 180 rounds. I am not sponsored, so I do have to pay for the rounds myself, and 5.45 is pretty hard to come by now ever since the start of the Ukrainian conflict with Russia. No more comments about that. So let's dive right into this, and we're gonna go to me at the range. See you guys there. All right, so we're on the range. We're gonna do a drill. I'm gonna get on the line, fire as fast as possible. I think that was 4. I think that was 4. I'm gonna run it one more time.
Yeah. Right.
Pretty good. So I'm walking up to the target and pretty much all on the A zone with a couple of flyers. Not bad for the first time. Let's run one more drill.
Right.
Have a failure. So yeah, we do have a failure to extract, it looks like, or failure to feed actually. So I'm gonna set this down, show the camera really quickly. So I'm not sure right now, I'm gonna clear it. Yeah, failure to feed. So we're shooting today, I believe it's called, actually, let me get a box so I can show. We're shooting some Tela ammo, USA, even though it does say it is made in Azerbaijan, so maybe the ammo. I don't have other ammo to test, so I'm just gonna keep running this one, see how that goes. Keep in mind, it's brand new. These are the first shots ever.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's run that one more time. That was also a failure. I'm gonna check the round really quickly. And that's a light primer strike, so that's about, I think that might be the problem. We're gonna pick those up later. Let's do that one more time. Just check it really quickly. Yeah, we're good.
Right.
That was pretty good.
They look like they're all center.
That was pretty good. All center. A little flyer.
You got one over.
A
Yeah.
little flyer.
Right. Shooter ready. Right. Yeah.
I do gotta say that ALG trigger, the trigger on this is phenomenal. It shoots pretty fast. I'm able to get some shots off pretty quickly, comparable to the Mark 18 that I'm gonna use later on the range. But what is really neat about this gun is that it's just really, really controllable. 12.5-inch barrel, and no problems at all. I do really feel like I need an optic on it. It is much more difficult to get down on the gun. When you have an optic on it, it's a lot easier to bring the optic up to sight without having to dip your neck down. So pretty good. I'm gonna continue to run some rounds, see how it does. 2 rounds left, so we're gonna do a mag change. First time ever, so.
Right.
And here we go. First time ever, you see that? This is having failures here. It's good to try that out there. So, all right, so I got to work some things out with my plate carrier because it's not where it needs to be right now, especially with this placard for these magazines are a little tight. But I do want to go over the fact that I did have, and you might see this in the installation at the very beginning, I had a charging handle upgrade here and it flew off. So that's gone. That did not come from Palmetto State Armory. I did that myself. Now the other thing that I'm noticing with the firearm is that we did have a couple of light primer strikes. Now, I don't know if that's because the gun is brand new. I mean, these are the first shots through it. Only about one mag through it, technically 29 rounds. So we're going to continue to shoot some mags and see what we see. I'm going to try to reload now.
Right.
Oh. Little, pretty decent. I do got to note that this is new for me. It's the first time I've worked through it in my kit, and it's apparent the gun is also new, and getting the magazine in there is a little new to me. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm just gonna go whenever, because I'm gonna work through it as slow as I can. Not bad, a little better this time.
Right.
Unfortunately, the timer ran out. We're gonna try one more time. It's getting kind of hot. As is typical of any AK platform, I think there's some mags that'll give you a lock back. I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that. But these, unlike your AR-15s and some other rifles, it does not lock last round lock, or last round lock back. So you got to work the charging handle once you're done. I'm going to run it one more time. And go. Oh.
Okay.
Light primer strike one more time. So that's the fourth one. And we're going to review those after. Yeah, that's the ammo. So definitely ammo. That's 4 of them. So we're going to review that at the end, and I'll show you some more. Let's do one more. All right.
Threat.
All right.
That went better.
That was a little better. All right, so just gonna burn through this mag. I'm gonna test some of the ammo since we know we've had some faulty rounds. These are Palmetto State Armory. These are the mags that came with the firearm. These are Bulgarian, not the best. So it shoots fast, that's for sure. I can't say enough about the trigger. It is awesome. Definitely, if you are considering one, these are great. Get the one with the upgraded ALG trigger. You won't be sorry. As you can see, I could shoot pretty fast on it, and this is my first time shooting this particular AK. Burn through one more mag.
Shooter ready. Threat. Wow. Smoked it.
Yep. Definitely nice. I'm gonna run through 6 rounds. Transition drills.
Threat.
It's pretty good. Let's do one more.
Threat.
Oh, there we go. Another one. It's definitely feeling a little stranger. It has gotten hot, so I've donned the glove on. It is getting ready pretty hot, especially with this. I mean, this is doing a good job. This SLR rail is pretty good at dissipating heat. SLR is made right here in Florida, but as you can see, it's smoking right now. I'm gonna continue to go. Now, one thing to note with the front sights on, it's hard to C-grip this because it does obstruct the front sight. So I'm having to modify and go thumbs forward. Definitely this merits a optic on it. It's very hard to shoot through these sights. I do want to add that. Of course, they probably have a full rail up top just so that you can actually run an optic on it. We'll do it one more time. I'm gonna go this time high ready.
Okay, shooter ready. Threat.
I think we're out. Yep. Clear. All right, so that's 4 mags for the initial impression. And let's get back to the studio and talk about this. One last thing. Let's talk about these rounds. Again, they are Tela ammo. Man, they're actually made in Azerbaijan or Azerbaijan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But you could see here that I don't know if you can see that in the camera, there's 4 primer strikes. So I'm gonna chuck that up to the ammo. Even though the rifle is brand new, it ran all other 116 rounds, shot 4 mags, so 120. Not a lot, but pretty decent for an initial impression. And we'll continue to train with it. All right, so we're now back from the range, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about the overview of my initial impressions regarding this firearms, particular AK-105. So AK-105, this one is clear. Now this is the PSA, and we're just gonna go a little bit over this as I remove the sling really quickly. It is clear, guys. I want you to make sure the magazine's just inserted, but completely clear. All right, nothing is in the firearm. So I'm gonna start off with the initial overview of this firearm. The impressions are nice. It does look like it's built nice. However, is it built well? Only time's gonna tell. And why do I say that? I noticed a strange ejection pattern right here. So maybe this is just completely standard, but I do feel like this has been flared out a bit. It may have been like that from the time I got it. I do have another AK variant, a Bulgarian one, that is in the 7.62. I haven't seen this pattern, but that doesn't mean that it's not something that is uncommon with them. So I did take it apart. Now keep in mind, I only have 180 rounds through it. You know, ammo restraints are things for me anyway. Everything looked pretty brand new. I mean, only 180 rounds. No strange wear patterns, no strange wear markings, nothing to be noted there. It's not, I haven't seen any like any dimpling or anything of that nature. Everything seems to work pretty smooth. It is one of the smoother actions that I have encountered. I do have to say that the ALG trigger that this comes with, and we'll start talking about some of the parts on this firearm right now, this ALG trigger is phenomenal. I mean, it is super smooth, very, very nice reset. I mean, it probably is, look at that, probably about 2 millimeters of travel there, and maybe about three and a half, probably 4 pounds, which is pretty great. Now the buttstock leaves something to be desired for. It is very hard to actually move about. You do have to kind of force it down and get it to fold over. When it folds, it does stow away quite nicely. It's a little flimsy because it's made out of plastic, but it looks cool. And the ferro sling I have to kind of adapt here and kind of wrap on it. This is not a ferro concept sling, but it's something similar to it. It's a 2-point. So it adapted quite nicely here to this part of the brace. This is a brace, so thank you very much, ATF. And now it does come with the ability to mount optics here on the side, as your traditional ones do, which kind of just slides up into, locks in place, and it floats over the handguard. Now, or the dust cover, I should say, not handguard. Now, shooting this without an optic sucks. I definitely will run an optic on it. I've since gotten an EOTech for it, and I'm going to mount the EOTech on it and then take it out and shoot it and see how that feels with an EOTech. I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal. EOTechs make great optics. I might put it on a bit of a riser and maybe swap out the stock for something else. The dust cover does hold well. It's got a contact point up here, contact point in the back. It is not connected, or let's just say married to the handguard like your Zeneco ones are. which is unfortunate because that'll give it a third point of contact, which would probably make it even better for holding zero. So I can't speak too much about holding zero because, again, I have no optic on it. The magazines that are from Palmetto State Armory, these are made in Bulgaria. Pretty cool, no qualms with it there. The lever here, really kind of would like to have the option to have an extended or a little bit more grip there, so I might be changing that out. The handguard I do like, made by SLR. SLR is right here in Florida, so big shout out to them. I think they did a good job with this. It is actually very nice. It dissipates heat quite well. I burned through a few mags, as you saw there. The muzzle brake, nothing to write home about there. Pretty straightforward, kind of like your standard, 105, Arsenal 105 type devices in the front, which are still used by the Russians in this platform. The front sight post, kind of like your nice protected front sight post, definitely got to say it does kind of line up nicely. However, it is really low. And that's one of my biggest problems with this platform, that everything is pretty low. Now with the kind of the trend of going up higher, 2.93 or 1.93 versus this, almost like lower 1/3 type, it is kind of difficult to shoot, guys. I mean, instinctively it's pretty easy, but yeah, that definitely one of the, I would say one of the upgrades that I would definitely make on this firearm is a optic of some sort. So now that I said upgrade, I want to talk about that. Is this something that you would spend a lot of your hard-earned money on? And that is pretty much a difficult question for me to answer. I would venture to say no. Only time will tell, but however, there are a lot of reviews of these firearms out online, even though some of them indicate that they have worn in pretty well. There was a lot of QC issues reported on them. Now, do I want to say, let's say, go example, and go and have one built out, get a full Zenico kit on it, do the PT1 stock on the back, which is like $800, and then the entire handguard with the dust cover, which is another like $1,200. It's $2,000 on a gun that's honestly about $1,100. This is one of the nicer ones. This probably is the nicest one that Palmetto State Armory makes, out the box. I did install the oversized charging handle. Forgot where this one's from, but I couldn't find the Zenico one. Obviously, a lot of the Zenico stuff is hard to come by. So I don't know. I would basically upgrade this to the point where I'd make it shootable. I wouldn't think that this is something that you want to necessarily bet your life on. However, you can do that. If you have other guns built, as I have, like my Mark 18 back there, the 300 Blackout behind me, that I have, pretty much spec'd out and built the way I've done. I've, went ahead and pinned my gas block to my barrel with an adjustable gas block, so I know it's just gonna be rock solid and run. I'd probably bet my life on one of these versus this. Now, however, for the range, it's a great gun. It's a nice, fun gun to shoot. Really nice way to get into the AK game if you have been an AR guy your whole life. It's definitely a nice looking firearm, and I am going to be putting some things on it as far as like changing out the stock and make it in a short barrel rifle, ATF, and then putting on the optic and see how she runs from there. Aside from that, I'm not going to be doing anything else to it. If you want to build a higher quality AK platform, any AK platform or AK-105, check out Fuller Phoenix. That makes some phenomenal ones, or CW Gunworks right here out of South Florida. They make some pretty nice AKs. Do want to point out, they put some goon tape on this, as you can see here and there. And I believe this is a Palm USA grip that I threw on there. That's about it, just a sling, and that's it. So overall impression, guys, I really like it. Is it a must-have? I don't know, depends. Definitely if you have some extra cash and you want a nice range toy, something to shoot, this is definitely a buy for me. Is it something you want to put your life on? Absolutely not. Get yourself something that's, for $1,200 you can get yourself a pretty nice VCM, something that's pretty solid, and train with that. And also you have to talk about ammo. Ammo is hard to come by, guys. I shot I believe I have it here somewhere. Let me find it for you. Give me 1 second. So this is what I was shooting at the range. This is Tela Ammo USA. It's sold under USA, but this is actually made in Azerbaijan, I believe. And shot pretty good. There it is, a close-up for you. Do that one more time, a close-up, Tela Ammo USA. But this stuff is expensive. I mean, I paid for, I think like 380 rounds. It was close to basically like $280 or 300 bucks or something like that. Did it run well? No, not necessarily. It is steel-cased ammo, and I had about 8 malfunctions out of the 180 that I shot. So yeah, encroaching on that 5% AQL, acceptable quality level. So definitely something to think about. Get an AR, a nice built one. Ammo is less expensive than this because of the current conflict overseas with Ukraine and Russia. So for the moment, you're better served by one of these guys. So guys, I got nothing else for you. If you guys have any comments, any feedback, if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. See you all in the next video.